The final professions that will go back into action once this pandemic subsides are those that draw the biggest crowds, and those are sports, arts, and culture. Today we are chatting to Timothy Moloi, who is an acclaimed South African entertainer. Timothy grew up in Soweto and then went on to study music at Ohio University, and has since come back and has done some amazing things, including singing at the opening ceremony of the 2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa. So let's just find out how he is feeling about this whole situation that is happening and about being one of the last people to go back into action. So, Tim, I want you to welcome to In Tune Communications. Tim, before we get into the corona and how it's affected you, please just tell us, what are the highlights of your career? What do you regard as the highlights of your career?
Oh, there has been so many. I've been so fortunate and blessed. You've mentioned the opening ceremony of the World Cup. I did my album in 2010, which got a couple of nominations for Summers. I did 2 Miss South Africas. I performed at the enthronement of the King of the Bafokeng. I went and performed in LA in 2005 for a charity that Patrick Swayze was a patron of. And obviously it was lovely to meet him then. There has just been so many opportunities. I've had a great career and I'm very, very fortunate.
Tim, how has this coronavirus affected your career, if it has, and how are you feeling at the moment?
Well, as you can imagine, most of the work that we do involves being in an auditorium of people watching. So, for example, was it 2-3 weeks ago? I was supposed to be at the acclaim Arts Festival, and I was supposed to be there with Ndlovu Youth Choir, the Soweto String Quartet, Gorlia, and that was postponed. And I was supposed to do classics, which you came and saw last year, I think. Classics concert, it was postponed until next year. So a lot of work has been either postponed or cancelled. But we're in the gig economy. So most people, that's the same situation or circumstances that they find themselves under.
Having a manager surely must be quite important at this time. Tell us how important managers are in the career of artists.
No, it is very important. The thing is, it's the way we work. You could say I don't have a manager, but we work together. He supports me in everything that I do in my career. But it's important to have someone to bounce your ideas off of, someone who can sort of keep you sane, give you good sound advice, and just sort of keep you calm and just keep you focused as well. And it's just lovely to just have someone to be there for support and to give you advice and just to be there for you.
Being a celebrity, you're also an influencer. How are you keeping your fans up to date with what you're doing, and how are you motivating them in this time of crisis?
So I keep my fans informed on social media about what's going on. Obviously, I would tell them what shows I was doing, but what's beautiful as well is that everyone is connected now. So it's actually easier to connect with everyone using social media at the moment.
So what is keeping you busy during lockdown? Tell us what you're doing.
I have quite a few, but the main one, I'm an ambassador for 67 Blankets. And this is an organization where we make blankets, and at this time we normally make scarves as well. So a hobby like crocheting has come in handy at this time because most of us have got a lot of time. And we're heading towards winter when people are going to be needing blankets and scarves. And I'm so grateful and glad to see that we've been 67 Blankets has handed out quite a few blankets to a lot of the people in need. So at this time, I've actually been crocheting a hell of a lot, which is fantastic. I've finished like 2 blankets. I'm onto my 3rd. I'm onto my 3rd scarf. And, but I mean, I love, as I say, music. There's so much music and things like Andrew Lloyd Webber, where they've been, streaming a lot of shows that you wouldn't be able to see, like on Broadway or on the West End. So that's how I fill a lot of my time. And I love cooking and baking. Been baking my favorite banana bread at the moment.
Is there any work coming in for you? I mean, I did hear that you were on Radio Sonder Grense, RSG. Tell us more about that.
As I said, most of our work involves being together, rehearsing together, performing in front of a live audience. But I'm glad you mentioned RSG because on last week, is it Friday, they broadcast a concert that we recorded a few years ago with Gloria Bosman, Anna Daffel, and a great live band. And it was lovely to have people like my family who were not able to be at that concert to actually listen to the concert, because they broadcast the whole concert on the radio. And up until last Sunday, the Classics concert, we're streaming the previous concerts, like the concert we did last year, and people could pay like 49 Rand 99, and all of those proceeds are supposed to go to everyone who was involved, the dancers, the performers. So there's not, in terms of new work, obviously everything is on hold. But it's lovely that as some of these things that we've done in the past now are being re-aired for the audience to enjoy.
Do you sing at home? And I've also believed that you've been involved in a couple of these virtual sing-alongs. Tell us more about that.
I have been involved in a couple of virtual videos because these virtual videos are a way to do music together, but we record it at home, and then somebody send it out there and somebody puts it together. So I did one of the first projects I was involved in was for Classic FM. And I did a song called This Got to Be a Morning After with some of the DJs and presenters on Classic. Richard Cobb played the piano, Kutuano. There's a few of us. That was lovely. And then I have just been involved in a project called the Anthem Challenge, RSA, which was a lot of celebrities were involved, but it was to get everyone who could be a part of it. The aim was to get 1,000 people to sing the national anthem. So it was amazing to be a part of that project. And it's getting a lot of response. On social media, people are loving it. It's just a way to show our unity at this very difficult time.
What else are you doing in this time to keep you busy? Are you doing any learning or self-improvement?
Most of my time is obviously crocheting, but I've been trying to do a little bit of gardening. I've always wanted to learn a little bit of French. So in my spare time, I try and steal a minute or two here and there to try and learn a few more words. But it's actually a good time now to reflect because we live such busy lives. And it's sort of a blessing in disguise to be able to just switch off and relax a little bit. And hopefully when this thing is over, who knows when it will be, but we can just be refreshed and energized and ready to get back into it.
What is the first thing that you want to do when all this is over?
The very first thing is I need to go to the gym. As you can imagine, we've not been able to leave our homes. And there are people out there who've been very disciplined and strong-willed. They've been posting their home workout videos, but I just have not been able to get myself there. So the first thing I need to do is to go to the gym.
Tim, what is your message to all South Africans out there?
The important message I've got at the moment is hang in there. We are all in this together. The whole world is experiencing this problem. So no one should ever think they're alone. I know there are people who live by themselves, but social media and technology is helping keep us all connected, even more connected than actually we were before. So I would just say hang in there and persevere. Know that whatever you're going through, you're not going through it alone. And we're South Africans. We've overcome so many difficulties in the past. We've done better than we even expect to do as a nation. We are so diverse, but we're at the moment, and I hope this is something we can continue. We need to stay united, and we need to be there for each other, be there for our friends, encourage each other, and just help each other see this through to the end.
Tim, thanks so much for chatting to InTune. I wish you all the best in the next couple of months, and let's hope that this all comes to an end quite shortly.